beginning level, and there was for someone who didn't see Python, but some of you already have some experience with the Python, so probably this will be like some brush up of the basics and main terms here. A couple of words about me. As Irina said, I'm Nonna. I'm a cloud data engineer, and I was working as a data analyst and data scientist as well. So Python is my primary programming language, of course SQL as well, but Python is a proper programming language. And today, I think I wanted to talk about the basics data structures, because it seems to me it's hard to align all the levels here. As I mentioned before, some of you at the beginning and some probably switching from the other programming language, and especially probably from the proper object-oriented language like Java. So Python much more simpler. But some points regarding the difference between the data structures can be useful for the interviews, because when you're doing some coding interview, in many cases, this is the easy or medium tasks. So not about the algorithms, but also additional questions can be about the data types. So probably it can be useful as well. So I started to share my screen. I wanted to share my screen, and I have this presentation. And I remember last time it was so nice presenter view. So let me know if you see my screen. Right now you should see only the keynote. Probably yes or no. Okay.
We see your whole page, not just the PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, notes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we see on the presentation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let me see how the how to do the presenter mode. Okay, okay. And record slideshow full screen. Okay, probably I will need my second monitor. So give me a couple of minutes. I just make this trick. Let me see what we have right now. Yeah, much better for me. And right now you should see the first title slide, right? I'm not sure I can hear you. If someone says something, please say.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because in the presenter mode, I can see only the presentation, but I cannot see the my audience. So I will imagine this. And this is our second lesson. And this about a couple of core data structures. And in Python, we have this data structures, containers, and we can talk about the output sequences and also list comprehensions, but we have just 1 hour. So probably I want to begin from the data types, and after, for me, it will be useful to receive your feedback about your level, and do we need to deep into details and every basics, or probably do more practice? But let's start from the data types, and the most loved of them is the tuples, lists, dictionaries, and sets. I think this is the most data types you will meet in Python when you're programming. And we have some primitive data types, which is more about the types of the variables. And last lesson on the first session, we have a brief overview of them, and just a reminder that there are some integers, floating point numbers, some strings, and also there are some type, non-data type, and this data type used as a placeholder for optional or missing values. And in conditionals, this will mean false. And also, when we are working with the real data, we have much more complex data and also mix of different data types in the structures. And for example, I see I put here these structures that when we wanted to store the information about the prices and cherries and the type of the stocks. And here we can we should operate with the strings, with the numbers, integers, and with the prices, which in most of cases decimal. And tuples can combine the different data types in one structure to store them together. And this is like works like a grouping of the data. And sometimes you can define it in the simple presets, but after you can just do it through the comma in Python. And also, tuple has the special cases. This is an empty tuple and the one item. And I think about this like records or structures. For example, if you will see one row in an Excel table or in a database table, this will looks like a tuple. And tuple contents are ordered, and this is ordered like an arrays. And as I mentioned on the previous slide, it's ordered, and you can call these values by the index, but the tuples, their contents can be modified in compare with arrays, but you can do the new tuple based on the current tuple. And they are used to store the related items together in a single entity. And tuples easy to pass around to other parts of programs as a single object. And also you can unpack the tuples to variables. As you can see here, this S is a tuple, but name, shares, and prices. This will be 3 different variables. But tuples, this is the read-only lists. This is like a single item contains consisting of multiple parts, and this is collection of unique or distinct items, and usually all of them lists usually contains the items in of the one type, and tuples can have any type there. And with the tuples, the dictionaries, this, yeah.
Before we move on to dictionaries, I've only ever heard of tuples being 2 items, 2 variables, but I see you have 3. Can you have like as much as in lists? You can have as much as you want in a tuple.
Yeah, you can have as much as I want. Probably you think about the zipped lists, lists or zipped arrays. This is when this zip structure has mapping 1-to-1. But in the tuple, you can store as many items as you want, because once again, imagine this is like a row in the data table.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And dictionaries. The dictionaries, they're really popular because this mapping key to values, and you will see a lot of the coding tasks, probably in the Lead Code Coding Club, which use dictionaries. And sometimes it's called hash table, and in other languages, probably in Java, it's called hash table. And or another name is associative array. This case serves like an indices in array. And to get the values from the dictionary, you can use the key names. And to add or modify values, assign using the key names. And also to delete some values, you can use the del statement, and also call variable, but by key. And dictionaries are useful because they have they can store values, and also these values can be modified or manipulated. And also dictionaries, they're much more human readable because you have the pairs between the key value. And I want to right now to start with a small exercise as we have before, and I just refreshed that what we did last time. We started with a Python just in terminal. We don't need any IDE, and if you use the Mac, this is your terminal. If you use the Windows, this will be your shell, and probably you have some version of Python. And I suppose that you have Python 3 on your laptops, and just try to check what Python do you have. I stop the presentation for 1 minute, and I wanted to do with you this one in the terminal. Just run your terminal or bash and ask them in the command line this which Python. And after, send something in chat if you have or if you have not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I run my terminal in my second monitor, which will be really nice, and profile of course Pro, like a true hacker. And I also wanted to I wanted to send you one file, but I see here in Google Meet I can see the option to attach the file, but if you are in the Slack in our channel, I can send it there. So I'm running the Slack, and I want to do this.
I don't have Slack.
Mhm.
Is there any other way
Yeah.
you can send it? Thank you.
Let me publish link quite quickly.
Or the link maybe to
Yeah.
the file.
It's opening countries. Yeah, here is a link to join. That should work well.
Mhm.
And the channel that we have.
This is a Proc Coding Club Python, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. 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 And you will see the tiny CSV portfolio CSV file there.
Sorry, quick question. What channel should we be on?
I put in the chat. It's program Coding Club Python.
Perfect.
I also put in general, so when you join, you should see general, and I put it there, so maybe it will be easier.
And I'm switching to our slides, and right now I want to continue to play. And what I want to try right now is like a simple program to read the file, which is portfolio CSV. So you can store it in a separate folder, which called data, or you can store it everywhere where you run your terminal. Just be sure that you do this CD and path to the folder where this file is placed. And let me know if you were able to download this file. And also maybe for those who was not in the first part, I can show this how we do it in terminal. Right. And I want to share my tiny terminal window. Python. Not this Python. I want another Python. Can you see my terminal?
Yes.
And I'm already in Python, and try just type Python and you will be inside the interpreter. And after you are here, I want to do just import CSV. So what is the import? This is how we imported the model or libraries, and God bless Python, almost everything already wrote there. And that is why we can use any models to make our life easy. And this is how we will do our exercises, just simple commands in terminal, and after will be some big exercise. So this is one, import CSV, and after I wanted to read the file. Let me do the proper language here. And I want to read this file into the variable. And I will use the function open, and I want to be sure that I'm in the place for this file, and for this I can use the path. Okay, and just to be sure, portfolio CSV. And after I wanted to send rows to variable, and for this I want to use the CSV and reader function, and I will read this variable. Someone tried to join. Let me let. And after I wanted to see what was read here, and it was first row, name, shares, and price. And I want to know if you see the same on your terminals. Mm-hmm. 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 Not yet. Waiting. Can find my path. So to find this path, if you have Mac, you just can, or if you will do search by the name this portfolio CSV, it will be to the stored to downloads folder, and after copy path to the full path to this file. Repo or CSV file. CSV file placed in the Slack channel, and probably if you will not see this chat from the beginning, this was Slack channel with this. I duplicate link once again. So I wanted slowly move further because right now we wanted to see only the one row, and we can assign this to one row, and this will be the same. So this is how it works. You will see some examples in my presentation, and these examples just for you to try the same in your terminal, in your shell, in your command, in your Python interpreter. And I'm switching to the presentation again. And where it is, let me find. I see here, and let's move on. Not there. And I wanted to see this one. Right. And we're playing again. So it was the first part of, it was first part of the exercise where we just read the data file. And with the CSV model, we read the file row by row. And also we can not only the read data, but store it and start to do any calculations. But this data in this type, the math calculations will not be working. And this is because you wanted to store this data that you read before in the proper data structures, and you can choose between the tuples and the dictionaries. And let's try to do with the tuples. So for these tuples, in the same interpreter, if you will assign the variable and make this tuple from the rows, you will have the rows, and then numeric columns will be converted to numbers. And after you will have this proper data types, you can do some math calculations, because for Python it will be recognized as numbers. So do we need to let someone in again? Let me see. Everything okay. Now continue. In after, I want to ask if you can store this data as a tuple. to int and a float. And as I cannot see the chat, for me will be easy if you will answer by audio
Or reaction.
or reaction, but I can see the reactions because both of my monitors in this presenter mode, I see only the slides.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, you're talking about which data that we could?
After you read the file, you have the rows, and
Yeah.
now I wanted you to create the tuples, tuple in the t variable and store the numbers from the rows there. And after, check that in this tuple you have the numbers stored like numbers, not like strings. And if you will see that you have the string and two numbers, after this, I wanted you to do this cost calculation, so mathematical calculation, to have the new variable and the produce between the two elements of the tuples, of this one tuple. And probably if you confused with this beginning of the line, this is exactly what you will see in your interpreter, and this means the new line. And to see the output, you need just type the name of the variable, press enter, and you will see the output under. And when the calculation will be completed, you will see this big float number, because the Python needs to, by default, it has a lot of numbers after decimals, but you can format the output, and in this case you can do the print and with the formatting with the formatting output, and it means that you will have only two numbers after the digit. Mhm. And while you're doing this, I just want to mention the tuples, as the tuples, they're read-only. And if you wanted to change some variable, for example, you can see here this t first equals 75, and we got an error because we cannot change the value. And to have the this value, we can create the new tuple based on this tuple. And yes, in Python, as it interpreted row by row, you will just redefine the variable with the same name. So as the name remains the same, actually this will be the another tuple, and original will not be exist anymore. Also, after this, if you will done this one, I wanted to check if you can store the three variables, parse this, unpack this tuple to three variables. To do this, you will need only have this, I put it in the chat, name share and prices equals t. And after, you can try to run the every of this variable to check the output, and you can see something like this one. Please copy. Mhm. And let me know if you were able to do this.
Yeah, it all works for me.
Mhm. And if everything was working, now we want to try to. Where's mine? We wanted to try another one, this packing tuple to the opposite operation, just to be sure that it works in both ways. And this will be done like this one. So pretend you want to have the new tuple and redefine the variable. And after you wanted to see if it looks like a tuple. And if everything will be fine, I also put some link here. I put this presentation to our Slack channel, and if you wanted, you can see this short but really useful post on the Reddit, what the point of tuples and why they used. And we can try to play with dictionaries. With dictionaries, this is alternative way to store the data, and we can calculate the cost as well and do everything that we did before. And also I wanted you to try to have new variable. This variable we'll call D, and to use this syntaxes. So dictionary identified in the this type of brackets, and it has case and the values, and you can parse the row from the file which you read before to this variable which contains dictionary. And after it was done, just try that you have all the data in one variable, and let me know if it's worked. And also, as you customize the typo in customize the types in this int and float in your dictionary, you will have the numbers in the proper places, and you can calculate the costs. Just calling the values by keys, and it should be working. And after the same way as we did with the tuple, but much more easier, the dictionary, this is a mutable type, and that is why the values can be changed. And if you redefine the variable, you will see that this is the same dictionary, but the variable changed its value. And let me know if you can see it. Also, you can add easily add any variables there and any keys and other. And as you can see here in the date, you can even store the tuple in the dictionary. And also you can store the lists and arrays in the dictionary. So dictionaries is really, really useful and comfortable to use.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to see your screen, but we're not sharing anything.
Oh, it's so great that you mentioned it, because I was looking
I was
at
wondering
your
what
screen.
slide you were talking about.
Yeah. So this is really great. And if you see something similar like this, just let me know some earlier.
It looked like it's intentionally.
Okay, and right now,
Could you switch the presentation mode as well? So it will be bigger text for us.
and right now, what
yeah,
we
now
are.
it's perfect.
Great. So dictionary. Long story short about dictionaries. So in the same interpreter, if you will define the new variable d this way, and the file content will be parsed in the dictionary, and after you can check that you have the values there, and also you customize the types with the int function and float function, and you store the numbers, and after you can easily calculate the cost with the numbers, but calling variables by their keys. And after you can change the value of any variable because the dictionaries is mutable data type, so they can be changed, they can be modified, and this will be the same dictionary. And also in the dictionary, this is the bottom one, you can store by keys any data structure. So it can be one value, it can be the tuple, it can be the list of the values, and that is why the dictionary often used for some coding algorithm, because you can do some you can store the results of the sorting or other things. It's really easy to use with the dictionaries. And as I mentioned before, there's hash maps, and that is why this is quite popular solution for this. And when you can see the same in your interpreter, just let me know, and we will see a couple of dictionary operations as well.
How do we initialize row variable?
We parse it before when we do the when we read the file. I think probably
through f open, right?
yeah.
But it says me that it's not accessible by index 0 for some reason.
Let me check to my
Like
terminal.
if I do rows 0.
Okay, I will try to do row 0. And I just share my terminal, and we try to do it step by step to be sure that everything. Sharon, where are you? So what was there? We had the. Can you see my terminal?
Yes.
So what we done before, it was import csv, and after we read the file, and after we read the rows, and after we read the one row.
Next rows. Yeah. I see that. Yeah, I missed this point.
Yeah.
So if I already did next, that means I lost data, right? I need to do row csv reader again, right? I mean,
because
if you do next, you go to the next pointer, but I think there is no way to reset next itself. Or if there is a way to reset next. No, I need just initialize it again.
Yeah, I think that the same variable you will store in the same variable, but the next row. But in this case, maybe you can have the new variable, for example, row 1, and in this case,
no, I think it's okay.
I think rows, yeah.
I will initialize it again with csv reader. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I lost this part.
And also, I should be sure that I share my presentation right now. I will be more wiser. Okay, I'm here. Not here right now. Not here. Right now I'm here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what are the funny things we can do with the dictionary? So you can see the name of the keys. Just call the list D, and you will see all the keys in your dictionary. Also, you can use for statement to iterate on the dictionary, and you will see the keys there. Also, dictionary have the method keys, and if you will just try to call this method from your dictionary object, it will return you all the keys you have. But it's not every time really convenient, because it's return the dict keys object, and much more easy to iterate value by value through the keys. And also you can delete some keys by easily, because this can be modified. But also the most elegant way to deal with the dictionary, these are the items, because the method items return you the pairs of keys and tuples, and through these items you will have the pair, and it's much more easy to iterate, because you will call it for key v tuple key v in items, and you can have both variables here. Oops, not yet. And if your dictionary works well, you can try it with these items, the items, and after try to see the pairs between the keys and values, and also it's this print function did in the really nice and tidy readable way. And right now, when we had this both structures, tuple and dictionary, we will try to have the one exercise which will sum up everything up. But before, I want to have some overview. So when you read some data, in most cases, your scripts, your code have to work with many objects, and you can choose between the three main different data structures. This lists used for ordered data when you care about the order, dictionaries when you don't care about the order, and also sets. Sets are really useful because this is the collection of unique items, and this is the quick way to see the unique values, and also to check if some item in the list or not, in the array or not. And dictionaries lists you will use when you want to have when you want to store the objects which has one type, and list will be work fast. Dictionaries useful when you wanted to have some random lookups, but you will store the data by key. And also dictionary key, this should be a type which is immutable, and you can define this dictionary key as a tuple. And also set Yeah, set used for memberships, and also you can use sets in the many lead code tasks, because it will be working faster than storing the new dictionary with all the values. If, for example, you need to check if this was already in this string, for example, character in the string or not. And right now we will do some simple function, but with tuple, and after with dictionary, just to train these muscles. And also right now this function will be just read portfolio file and store the values as a tuple. So this is exactly what you did before, but right now it's wrapped in one function. And it can be done also in the Python interpreter, so you don't need to do something complicated. Just be careful with the intents, because this is not the tab every time. Most of the cases, this is just 4 spaces, and to use it in interpreter in easier way, I just show you how I did it in most cases. So when I need to have some data and I don't want to do it you cannot see my terminal because I'm still sharing the Keynote presentation. So what we wanted to have right now, I want to show you how to do it in the terminal, how to define a function, because the syntaxes here can be much more annoying. So if I have this one, CSV already imported, you can see that I have some issues with the indent. So let's try to do it. And I want to send to this function just file name. And in some, as you can see here, if I will do the, in my case, it's Shift Enter just to jump to another line, it will be 3 dots here, and I can do some description, and this description will be after put in the documentation, and also this description will be in the help function. And I want to do read file, and I don't want to do some and right now after function definition, probably it was the different Okay, this trick was not so great, so I just wanted to do this one. And after, I want to have this function, which I did before, but I really concerned about intents. That is why I do just manually do 4 spaces. Okay, let me do the same. This is not so easy in the terminal. After we can do it in the files, of course. We don't need to do it every time, only this way. Yeah, I remember to do. And right now, when I do copy paste, not every time. And after, I want to return the tuple. Why? Something in my intent. I think so.
Yeah, you didn't indent it. It's on the same line as the def
Mm-hmm.
the title. I think
Mm-hmm.
you need like one indent for that.
Mm-hmm. Seems, yeah. Let's do the same again. Now I want to have my part with a writing, with a reading file, and and right now I want to have this loop with tuple to do the next, and but it worked the same. Oh, yeah. Have a look at my code. Does it look fine? One intent, two of them for all, and return. No, doesn't it looks like this? So does someone will be more lucky
I
here?
think return portfolio should be inside. Like it should be indented inside def function.
Yeah. I think yes. And in your case, does it work when it's inside read? Mhm. Mhm. Let's try this one. Yes, right now we have this function. Yay! And what I want to have here, I want to use the same file path that I have, and you can have the same. So we will need the object, which will be there. And here I want to have this file path. And right now I want to see what I have here. Yes. Did you have the same? So what we can do with this one? And with this one, I just want to have this to check that my tuple can be one row. This is one item, and right now I want to have let me check my And right now I want to try to calculate the prices. So I need some variable, and when I initialize the variable with the float, this is that Python concept, that dynamical typization. So if it see this type of the initialization, it considers this total as a float. And I wanted to have after this strings, and of course, and I want just increase on every step, and this is syntaxes for increase, which means this new value will be the old value plus the increase, and I want to try this one. Price and quantity. Of course. See. And now I want to offer the almost the same for you, but with a dictionary. So I stop sharing my terminal, and I want to give another example, but with a dictionary. This was exactly the same in the first part, so this will be the same reading the file, but after the rows will be parsed in the dictionary. And after, when you will see the what's stored in portfolio, this will be the pairs between the key and values, and this is for every row. And after, you can do the same calculation, but with the not the indexes, but with the keys. And just try and let me know if there's some the same. And just a small comment that I noticed that when you use the dictionaries, for example, in some code, when you wrote in collaboration with other teams or other team members, it's much easier to understand and to read this code when you with dictionaries with the values rather than when you use the numeric indexes and numeric columns, numeric column numbers. And also when you see there's some dictionary, for example, JSON files, this is the sequence of dictionaries, and if you wanted to see them not in one line, you can use this pprint function, and the output will be much more readable. And also I put here one link that as I mentioned before, from the beginning the Python dictionaries was not ordered, and they were stored everywhere in the space just by values and keys. But from the version 3.7, they did this ordered, and this is also a small article which explain how the keys transform to hash values and how these hash values ordered from the computer science side.
Once again, you're not sharing your screen.
I'm not sharing my screen. Great. Thank you
No.
for letting me know.
I'm here for you.
Yeah,
That's fine.
thank you. So, Right now, I have two monitors. Probably I need the third one to see what's going on in the Meet window. So let's try once again. Mhm. Can you see the slide with the list of dictionaries?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, great. Once again, into words on the left side, you will see the same function, but with the parsing file into the dictionary. After you will see how it's stored when you will check the portfolio variable. And after you will calculate the same total, but with the variables which you call by keys, not by the number indices. And as you can see here, the portfolio, this is the just several rows, but also had to check easily. And for more tidy output of the dictionaries, you can use pprint function. And this is the link which explains difference between ordered and unordered types. And this can be useful for probably some possible answer of question on the interviews, because no one deep into these details in the production. But for example, if you have some legacy which was on the versions on the Python versions earlier than 3.7, and you wanted to migrate it, just bear in mind that there is some difference in the order of dictionaries. And if you have some tables processed as a dictionaries, and you care about the where it's stored, so you should be aware of this. It's not the main thing, but good to know. And let me know when you finish. How it goes. Maybe I can do also this one. Let me find. Mhm. This is me as well. And Mhm. Mm. Yeah. Oh, so this is how I want to manage the screen when I try to share something. And right now, I just want to ask if you were able to do this with a dictionary.
Yeah, I was.
That's great. And I'm stop sharing. So because we are 15 minutes after our end, and to summarize everything right now, it was differ from the first session because we have the different groups, and I think that you will have the feedback form. And could you please on this feedback form put your level of programming and level of Python to do this, to do the next session, probably more aligned with your needs. And because right now I tried to do really basic, but probably for someone it was slightly boring. So we every time trying to figure out the best shape of the sessions, and that is why this will be really valuable. What else will be there? The presentation will be in channel. These links to small Reddit will be in channel, and also you can ask any questions there in channel as well. And I think from me that's it. Probably you have some questions.
Yeah, I just added the question about Python as the first one in the feedback form. So yeah, please let us know. And there are also fields for your feedback. So please let us know if you would like to see any specific topics. So yeah, let us know. So we will prepare for the next session. We are open to questions. And if you don't know right now, you can always ask in Slack channel in async mode, and we will answer. We answer quite quickly in one day. Yeah.
And
So
also, if you have some experience probably with the previous interviews or some specific topics in the Python, we can do probably more theory there, or probably we can do more practice for more complicated things. And just let us know, because we're shaping this course and right now in this exploration mode, especially with the sharing the screen. And also probably for us will be useful to know if you familiar with other programming languages, what exactly these languages. Yeah, just let us know. So maybe it was something not the Python, or maybe it was some really close to Python. And I also know that there is a really nice language, Scala, which really close to Python, and Scala used for processing the big amount of data. And maybe we can also do some overview of some practical tasks. Maybe you wanted to see how to do this practical tasks with a different programming language, or maybe more about the theory and some getting into the programming. And also, I would recommend, especially for me, and maybe it will be useful for you, to join the Lead Code Club, because the Lead Code, it's not about the interview. This is really great learning resource for me as well. How to try to resolve the simple tasks, but it's not about the tasks, it's about the refreshing your theory. And in different tasks, you will use the different structures, and at the end you will see, you will have the whole picture in your head. But these tasks are theoretical in most cases, and even if you did before, after some years it will be great to refresh, because when the is not using in day to day, it's hard to keep it in mind. We added GitHub repo for last in this session. Do we have GitHub repo?
It was under previous community. I think for some reason it wasn't shut it down, despite community shut it down. But we don't have an access to this repository anymore. We created it in London, but they removed rights for this repository, but didn't shut it down. So that's quite weird, to be honest. But we now have amazing website. And we are working on providing information there and resources there. It's actually a lot of work, so we can't guarantee that it will be there quite soon. But if we will find out enough volunteering resources to create these pages and create some automation to upload presentations there, then the presentation also could be shared through website. But that's that's not that easy, I would say. And but it's much more convenient and helpful than just repositories to have everything on the website as resources. So we definitely will share them in Slack. I understand that in Slack it will be in 3 months, and then it will disappear from there. But I also will share with our group of contributors that there is a demand for these resources to be published in the website. And let's see, maybe we will be able to do this.
Will be great. Okay, so thank you for participating. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you for the
Thank
presentation.
you.
It was very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
evening, everyone.
Have a good evening.